Greetings, Benjamin J. from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, look what has just arrived. A pre-war Marx 999. Found this on eBay for $9. And it just got here about an hour ago. Now this one is, or was, trashed. And as you can see, it has not been run in decades. Years and years and years and years. It's been sitting in a box someplace. Very likely in a basement from the looks of it. This is all oxide built up. So this is a fairly early engine. It's completely original. It's intact. It has the front truck, the rear truck. But when it got here, this thing was frozen absolutely solid. Got the engine, or got the motor broken loose, and then used a small transformer and put power to it, and it wouldn't even buzz. Nothing. And this thing was dead as a hammer. So anyway, I took it apart, disassembled it, lubed the motor, and cleaned the brushes. Just did a bypass on the E unit, and on the bench it's running quite well. And I also replaced the light bulb. So this is going to be its first run on the rail. So I just brought it in here. It's going to be interesting to see how this runs. I know it runs. How well it runs under load, I have no idea yet. So pulling, I don't know, I think there's 20 tin litho cars on here. So let's turn the power on. All right, first test. Pre-war 999, eBay $9. Wow. That's running fairly good considering. That's really surprising. This thing was trashed. Let's go around one more time. So now what I need to do is just run this, get everything broken loose and lubed again. From the looks of it, this had not run probably in 30 years. Perhaps longer than that. It had been sitting somewhere for a very, very long time. It hasn't been abused. It's been stored badly, and it's absolutely filthy. It's just the fact that it sat someplace unrun for decades. So, like I always stress, don't overlook the junk. I was the only bidder on this engine. And as you can see, it's far from perfect, but it wouldn't take much to turn this into a really nice 999. It's completely original. It just needs to be cleaned up and run. Like I said, this thing had sat forever and ever. And as you can see, it hasn't had a whole lot of run time. I had to scrape these contacts with a razor blade just to get some power through it. I mean, this thing was just absolutely covered in oxide. So I've soaked it pretty well in oil. And as I said, when you find an engine that is this rusty, you just saturate this rust with oil, wait about an hour or so, and 90% of it will literally wipe away. You don't have to scrape it. So I've got this fairly saturated, and wheels were frozen, of course, front and rear. And as you can see, they're turning absolutely perfectly now. So again, don't overlook the junk. This was one of the worst 999s I had found, and as you can see, it's just absolutely disgustingly filthy. So it needs a good thorough cleaning. It needs to be run. That's the main thing it needs right now. So I got the motor broken loose. It's lubed. It's tuned. It has clean brushes, which are in surprisingly good shape. It hasn't been run that much. It's just been sitting someplace for the last 30 or 40 years. Let's take it around again. So what I'll do is probably just run this for the rest of the day. Just let it go around and get used to running again. So this is the most it's been run probably in 30 years, perhaps longer than that. It's been sitting a very long time. And this is a very old engine. This is pre-war. So the engine's 70, 80 years old. But it's running. And it's completely original. So I bypassed the E-unit. E-unit was dead. Cleaned the brushes, oiled all the moving parts, replaced the headlight, of course. So I'll run this the rest of the day, get it cleaned up, and another edition, another 999. And like I said, I was the only bidder on this. So it's gratifying, like I said, to be able to take an old, battered engine and in just a few minutes bring it back to life. So this has been here, I don't know, an hour or so, perhaps, something like that. And when I opened the box, I had my doubts on whether this was going to run or not. This one was in really, really terrible condition, as you can no doubt tell. But it's up and running. So a bit of judicious cleaning and running it, applying oil to it periodically for the next day or so, and just getting it used to running again. But it's up and running. Total cost $9. Really hard to beat that. An original pre-war Marx 999. So just wanted to do a quick video. I'll be running this the rest of the day, and hopefully in the next few hours this is really going to be a good running engine. We shall see. So I just wanted to do a video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.